Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today we're going to do something with leftover ham. It is the time of year when a lot of people do big meals for large family gatherings. Family, friends. If you're not doing a turkey, you're likely doing a ham. Let's deal with leftover ham. You can get a little tired of ham sandwiches after a while, so we're going to slice up what's left on this ham. And then, of course, I'm going to use the bone to make some nice pea soup. I think this time I'm going to try a yellow split pea. But for the rest of the recipe, I want an eggplant. The recipe is basically eggplant stuffed with ham. So we have a few other ingredients. We're going to make a white sauce, so I have some milk. And actually it's heavy cream because I bought it and haven't used it yet. I have a lemon. We're going to want the juice of a lemon, a bit of flour, olive oil, and some dry breadcrumbs. Of course, you want some seasoning, salt, and black pepper. So first off, let's clean up the eggplant. Get everything out of the way. And what you need to do with the eggplant, and we want to cut it in half lengthwise, because each half is going to get stuffed. So we're going to do it this way. Try to get equal halves. Okay, and then I'm going to remove the stem end. There we go. Now we need to scoop the eggplant out without breaking the skin. So if you have a melon baller, this works really well. You just want to make sure you're leaving some flesh at the edges. We don't want to go all the way through the skin. We want to keep that intact because we're going to put everything back into our eggplant boat. So let me continue with this and then we'll move on to the next step. And there we have our eggplant halves hollowed out. That one's a bit thick, so maybe we'll just put another little scrape at that end. So we'll set those aside. We are going to put them in a pan and brown them. But while we wait for the pan to heat up, we are going to chop our eggplant into a small dice. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, we are going to saute this before we put it back into the eggplant shells. Just go through it with a knife so you have small pieces. An eggplant does like melt down quite a lot, so you don't have to be really assiduous about getting the pieces tiny. And then we'll put those aside for now. And we are going to dismantle what's left of our ham. Like I said, I'm going to make some soup with the bone. But before we get that far, I want to remove quite a bit of the meat that's still on it. And I'm just going to chunk it off. And we are going to dice the ham. Alright, I think we're done there with our ham. Let's go see about frying our eggplant shells. Heat your pan. I'm using a non-stick pan on sort of low medium, and pour in about a tablespoon of olive oil. And we're going to coat our eggplant just by swirling it into the oil. And we're going to brown it. We have to obviously turn it and tip it up and hold it during the process, but we want to get it all nice and browned on the outside. Honestly, it shouldn't take too long. If it does, you might want to raise the temperature of your pan. So this is what I mean. The bottoms are doing fine, but the sides obviously need to be held up if they're going to get any sort of browning going. Okay. Just lean them against each other if that's what it takes. Keep an eye on them. Yeah. Do be gentle with them though. And I don't know why I say brown it, because you can't tell if it's brown from the color of the skin. The skin's purple anyway, so nothing really looks brown. Okay, when we get this done, our next step is to saute the chopped up eggplant that we took out from the inside of these guys. So we will take these out, drain them on some paper towel while we commence with the rest of the dish. Okay, now that we're happy with our eggplant shells, nice and brown around the edges, we're going to take them out and let them drain on some paper towel, because we don't want this to be, oops, don't break. Just use the spatula. We don't want this to be greasy. And turn that down a little bit. And we're going to add our chopped eggplant to this. Okay. In a second pan, I have melted some butter. And we'll put in our diced ham. And we have our eggplant over there, sauteing away. Oops, don't throw them overboard. Once these are cooked, we are going to take them out, put them in a bowl. We could use this pan, or we could use a pot. We're going to make a white sauce. So this is not a one-pan dish. It is leftovers, but we're trying to make them good. So to our ham, I'm going to add some parsley flakes. There we go, just a little shake. If you want to use fresh parsley, I just didn't want to go out in the rain and pick parsley. And some smoked paprika, just a little sprinkle. We just want to add some flavoring here. And those are both optional, but I think it needs a little bit of flavor. Let's see. Yes, very nice. Now that our ham is all warmed up and seasoned, we're going to pour it into the bowl with the eggplant and get that all out of the way. And now we make a white sauce. I know I've made a white sauce many times, but here we go again. Butter in the pan on low heat, melt the butter. Have a spoon or a whisk ready. Add your flour. The amount of flour depends on the amount of butter and the temperature and the humidity and a whole lot of things. But what you want to get is something like that, where it looks kind of crummy. Then you want to leave that on very low heat to cook for a little bit, because you need to cook the raw out of the flour. So leave it to cook and do stir it around now and then. You want it to be almost white before you add the milk. So 2 or 3 minutes and you should have something that is basically resembles breadcrumbs. And that's what we want to get to. Now we start adding our liquid. Generally you use milk for a white sauce. I just happen to have a carton of heavy cream but no milk. But then you stir it in and keep stirring until everything dissolves. And yes, the flour will, the flour mixture will completely dissolve into the milk without too much effort. And then we need to turn the heat down just a bit. Because we need to cook it and let it thicken. And that's what the flour and butter mixture will do. But we don't want to thicken it too quickly, or adding more milk is a little difficult and it could burn on the bottom of the pan. So just keep whisking until you can't see any more flour bits. And if the flour bits aren't disappearing, you probably need to add more milk. So yeah, add it in stages. There we go. I think we've got it all dissolved now. So now we're just going to let it cook and thicken. And you do need to stir it now and then, or it's all going to settle to the bottom and get really thick and it will burn. So you can't leave it alone for very long. Just make sure you come back and check it every couple of minutes. Now we are going to mix our white sauce into our eggplant and ham. And by the way, if you accidentally added too much milk to your white sauce, don't ever try to add more flour. Just let it cook. It will eventually cook down. And I did add some salt and white pepper to the sauce. And now we're going to add some lemon. The juice of 1 lemon. So I think that was about a tablespoon or so. And we'll stir it up. And that's looking lovely. Let's have a little taste how we're doing here. Oh my, that's delicious. A little sharp on the lemon, so if you want less lemon, feel free, just lessen the amount. And let's get that aside and get our eggplant, or eggplant shells, that we're going to stuff. So let's pour the filling in. Okay, we want to make sure that they take it all well and hold up. And I have more filling than eggplant. Try. Can I get the... Maybe. Oh, this is so good. Oh, so maybe I'll just eat the rest. Okay, once you get it stuffed, we are going to sprinkle some breadcrumbs on top. So that's probably half a cup or so of breadcrumbs. And we want to add some butter. So just dot the top with lumps of butter, like you would for a macaroni and cheese casserole or something like that. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven, but at the top of the oven, you want to make sure your rack is up high. And it's going to take approximately 10 minutes. You just want to leave it in until brown. So it's not going to take long. Eggplant or aubergine stuffed with ham. Let's see how it turned out. Let's see. Yeah, definitely don't eat the skin. It is the filling that is the treat. Thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far and haven't liked it yet, please hit that thumbs up button. If you've watched several videos and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I know there are a lot of people that have watched my videos that haven't subscribed, but I love you all. If you watch my videos, give it a thumbs up, give it a share. I thank you all for your support, and I will see you again soon with another video.